I'm Sal.
I'm Beth.
We are the Brewery lovers, and yes, we went to Florida. Why did we go to Florida?
Yeah, when you said, can we go to Tampa? I said, that's in Florida, right?
Or just not Florida. No offense to our friends and family in Florida, but we're not.
And we have quite a bit.
Yeah, we're not Florida people. So.
But we had a great time.
We did have a good time. We tried to go to Florida last year. Hurricane.
Or tropical storm.
Something.
Anyway, something that
Weather.
we did not want to drive into.
So we were stuck in New Jersey for how many weeks?
6.
6 weeks in December. helping babysitting for the medical thing.
So that was worth it.
It was totally worth it, but it was cold. And we both got sick, I think.
We both got colds for Christmas.
So we were invited to an Ekko rally in Tampa, and I thought, yeah, let's go to Florida because maybe it'll be warm. It was warm like one day, right?
Well, the locals didn't think it was warm, but for us it was pretty warm.
It was, yeah, because you could just like put on a windbreaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't all bundled
Sweatshirt,
up.
jacket.
So it was really, we had a great time. We did this last year in Arizona, where a bunch of Ekko owners gather in one place. So everybody's got the same vehicle, different varieties, of course, variations, years and models and stuff. But it's just fun because you compare notes, you look at what people have done with theirs.
You learn a lot. You talk to people, you find out their travel experiences and what they've done to their RVs, and it's just, you get so much out of a rally like that.
And there was over 50, right?
I think there was 56 and almost 100 people.
Yeah. But all these Ekkos under the Spanish moss. I thought that was pretty.
And it was so pretty and so different from last year being in the middle of the desert. This was very green and...
Yeah, it was. The desert was fun, but I think Tampa was nicer and not as dusty, although there was some mud. So, and there's all kinds of activities. Here we are playing cornhole. That's Tara and Chris playing cornhole. You do seminars. This is Stephanie from Winnebago. She's talking about stuff. Grant he's like an Ekko whisperer, this guy. He's built and rebuilt and torn apart Ekkos, and he knows every single thing there is to know. He's got a custom van shop in Florida. He was showing us how to fix the stuck windows because everybody's windows get stuck in the up position at some point or another.
Happened to me when I was all by myself one day.
Donna on the left, she organized
She was
the rally.
The primary organizer.
She and her husband, Larry. Allison on the right is one of our Facebook group administrators. Just great people. And a lot of these people we've been talking to for years but never met.
Never met
So it
face
was
to
fun.
face. So
David is also a Facebook expert. He taught some courses. He taught us how to change the oil in the generator. And just lots of Ekkos.
look at all those Ekkos.
And that's the whole group, Drone Shot. Thank you, Neil, for that picture. These are two of our most favoritist people in the Ekkoverse, Chris and Noel.
They're the Ekkoers that help everybody.
It was fun. Plus, we raised some money for Forgotten Angels.
Forgotten Angels, which is a organization. It's a ranch that helps kids who are aging out of foster care.
Yeah.
So they come out of foster care. They turn 18 and then they have no resources to them.
Right.
And a lot of them have not developed skills that they need to be out on their own. So these wonderful people just take these kids under their wings and teach them how to manage school and finances and life.
And put the link there. Check it out. We also raised some money for them, which was nice. We did raffles and prizes and all kinds of
And our
stuff.
registration.
Yeah, and a lot of the money went right to Forgotten Angels, so that was really nice. So we're in Florida. We might as well see some family, right? So we stopped in St. Augustine first. What's the deal with the lights?
It's Nights of Lights, and from the middle of November until the end of January, there's over 3 million little lights all over town. And it's a pretty town anyway, but it was really pretty all lit
It is
up.
a pretty town. It's impressive when all those lights go up.
Yeah.
So we stopped to see my first cousin Mark and Luann in St. Augustine. And then later on we saw his older brother, my first cousin Mike, and Peg in Oxford, which is kind of near the Villages.
The Villages.
We also saw Mike and Mark's mom, Doris, and hadn't seen her in a long time. She's in a facility now, doing okay. But So we killed a couple of birds. We did an Ekko rally. We saw some family. And, imagine that.
We went to a couple
We went
breweries.
to some breweries. Speaking of beer.
Can I?
Yes, please. Wait, what do you got?
I have Juice Lord from Magnanimous.
Magnanimous in Tampa?
Tampa.
Yeah. One of Tampa's better rated breweries. Hazy. Looks good. It's got a great aroma. It pretty much, I could smell it as soon as you started
Yep.
pouring, even before I put it up to my nose. It's nicely perfumey.
Very citrusy.
Mm-hmm.
Like a super sweet orange flesh.
Mm-hmm. I get that. She's the expert. We're both trained, but she's really the expert.
And I spent hours like cutting up fruit and smelling it,
Yeah.
tasting it.
And there's a big difference between the skin, the pith, the flesh. It's
Yeah,
crazy. You can-
huge difference in taste.
So that's one of the things they recommend when you're studying to be a judge. We did one brewery in St. Augustine because I think it was probably the best one by Untapped rating. Mm-hmm. And it was really close to my cousin's house, which was a bonus. Nice little brewery, it really was. You can barely see the place for all the jungle in front of it. Then you got to walk through the jungle. It was like, wow, we came from the frigid north
Yeah.
in New Jersey, and now we're walking through this
I think it was
lush
the day
landscape.
before we were in Georgia and standing in front of a fireplace because we were so cold.
Yeah, that's right. Old Coast Ales, this place. Their symbol is this beer delivery bicycle. These things actually exist. I've seen breweries using them, especially out in California. We should have asked. I don't know if they actually use one or they just built one because it's hanging from the ceiling. Obviously not using that one. But that's a thing, like for climate change, you deliver your beer by bicycle and you don't
Nice.
burn as many fossil fuels. But they did a nice job. It's kind of everywhere in this brewery. And the beers were darn good, I thought. Mm-hmm. We had a couple of hazies. You went for the double Citra,
Yeah, because I love Citra.
and that's what it was called, double Citra. And the other, I think, was backpedaling. They were both really good.
Yep.
Nicely made, clean, nothing weird going on, and they tasted right. If you're going to go to Tampa, you've got to go to Cigar City. Cigar City's kind of a landmark brewery. We've been drinking Cigar City for years. They started distributing north pretty early on, and the one that you could always get your hands on was High Lie,
Highlight.
which is it's an IPA, but it's on the strong side.
It is. It's when we started drinking it, it was definitely on the strong side.
Maybe
I think
when
it's
we
7.5.
first started. 7.5.
Now
It's-
you see
yeah.
7.5 a lot of places.
So it's really
but
not strong by today's standards, but we were not prepared for 7.5. When we first started drinking High Lie, there's a couple of stories there.
We won't tell those stories.
But really nice place. Really nice place. It's really big. And, they had a bloodmobile.
They did, and I was due to give blood. I had tried to find a Red Cross blood drive, which is not easy to do when you're out on the road. You got to know where you're going to be in advance. You got to look up. I have the Red Cross app. It's still so. In my opinion, every brewery should
Yes.
have a blood drive outside.
This should be standard procedure.
So I just walked right in. Sal got a little ahead of me on the beer tasting.
I actually worked while I was sitting there.
He sat there with his computer, but you had a beer in front of you, and I gave blood. It took half an hour. It was no big deal. And I was back in, and then I got my pint for a pint.
Yep.
I got a free pint for giving blood.
There you go. Pint for pint.
I'll
Yeah.
take that over a T-shirt any day.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Of course, they offered me a T-shirt, and I declined it because that would mean I had to get rid of one that's already here because you can't add anything. It's a zero-sum balance here in the RV.
It's hard to add a garment. You have to remove one if you're going to add one. Beautiful place, big. Pretty busy, too. Probably always busy. They actually do have cigars, which
They
I was
really
impressed.
did.
I didn't partake. I don't smoke those cigars. But I was interested to see that they had them because this is in Ybor City, which is traditionally where the cigar rolling guys used to be. I don't know if they're there anymore. Probably. Settled by Cubans, I would imagine. But just a really nice place, and they did a nice job with their art. Is kind of everywhere. You'll see there's a high-low there behind the bar, or on the side of the bar, and lots of stuff on tap.
Lots of options.
We could have tried them all, but we had to drive. And here's again, you see the label art is kind of all over the place, up on the wall. Florida Man is their double, which we did not have because we were driving.
There's my pint for a
Pint for
card.
a pint. Beth got. That was pretty cool.
That was a great promotion.
So we had the Czech Pilsner. It was called Hercules. Really good, right down the middle. It was correct, which you'd expect at a Cigar City, because Cigar City's kind of been around the block, and they make really good beer. We also had In Bed by Nine, which was a double dry hop hazy. Guybera, which we've had before.
Yeah, but I'd never had it on tap before.
Yeah, right.
And I tend to do that. I know I could try something completely different when I go to the brewery, but it's fun to get one that I've had before and know I like. And
that's like a session.
But it's just fresh.
Almost like a session IPA, like a lower alcohol.
And I had just given blood, so having a session made perfect sense.
And we both tried the Schwarzbier, which was good, but it wasn't completely by the book. It tasted more like a, dark portery kind of, had more of a porter kick to it. But it was good.
Americans like flavor.
Yeah. So it was like American twist on Schwarzbier is probably what it was.
That's how I would interpret it.
It wasn't like a German Schwarzbier, but it was very good and very clean. Here's Magnanimous, a very strange building.
Structurally.
It has this big mansard roof just kind of dropped on top. And when you go inside, you realize there's nothing up there. So maybe whoever built this place needed vertical space in the middle. But that door.
It was beautiful.
Door's impressive from the outside. Wait till you see it from the inside. Really beautiful.
Yeah, really pretty.
Yeah.
Neat art in there.
So it was kind of a cavernous place with this big, dark, black hole of a ceiling. But fun place that everybody was watching games. Must have been a big sports day.
I think it was like that football thing at the end of the football
Playoffs?
season.
Is that what you're trying to
like people were really into that. And I think there was a relatively local team.
Yeah, I think the Bucks were playing. Tampa
Bay.
Yeah.
People were really interested.
And we were not. But however, they had beer, so who cares? Double Vision and Before the Rain. These are obviously hazies. I thought they were excellent.
They were.
Yeah.
They were both great. And then we topped it off with another one.
Yeah, this is a Imperial Stout called Head of the Table. It was aged on vanilla and nuts.
Oh, it was so good.
Pecans,
there was
I think.
So much flavor there.
This was like Adroit Theory territory. That's what it reminded me of. They do a lot of aged big dark beers.
Yeah.
Up there in Virginia. And it was really good. I could have had more, but we were driving.
Yeah, more breweries should be harvest hosts so that we can drink and then just go to sleep in the parking lot.
Crash in the parking lot. Hidden Springs, right down the street. We walked, right?
Yeah, we walked from one to the other.
And again, nice brewery.
Great art.
Really great art. All original art.
Server was super nice.
Seemed to be a death skull theme.
Yeah, that's not what I would have gotten from the title, but that was where they were going.
This brewer got abandoned, apparently. He went for a bathroom break. We never saw him again. This skeleton is guarding the fooder. I don't think that fooder's being used. It's not connected to anything. I don't know. Maybe. A fooder is just a big wooden barrel. So if you have a lot of beer, instead of putting it in a bunch of small barrels, you put it in one. Nice selection. And again, the art was impressive. So on the left is ZFG, Hazy Fruity, and then Azaka Shenanigans. That was probably yours.
Yes, because I just love the name.
It was. Well, and we like
that was just fun.
Azaka is a type of hop, so we really like
it.
Azaka, so what's not to like? That was Tampa. And then we did go to the beach. When you go to Florida, you have to make a loop. So St. Augustine, Tampa, up to Tallahassee.
Yeah, and in between Tampa and Tallahassee, we stopped and saw manatees
Oh yeah, manatees.
and flamingos.
That was fun.
Yeah.
We didn't think we were going to see any. Well, we saw them that they were like in the sick bay.
Yeah, it was like
It's a pen, basically.
a place for like injured animals.
Yeah, because they get hit by boats all the time.
Yeah.
And so they'll bring them in and nurse them back to health, and then let them back into the wild. But when you saw them, it was kind of disappointing. And we were getting ready to leave, really, and we tried one more spot, and we did see a bunch
in the Homosassa River
in their natural environment.
Yep.
Yeah,
So.
it was fun. Impossible to videotape. You can barely see them. It's no wonder they constantly get hit by boats because they're the same color as the bottom of the river.
Yeah.
So they really blend perfectly for obvious reasons. It's protective.
And there are places that have greater volumes of manatees that we could have gone to, but it was like manatee viewing season, and we just didn't want to get into a crowd.
Yeah. But Homosassa Springs Park was nice.
It was pretty.
The fish were ridiculous. My goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
we saw
thousands.
a lot of fish.
Thousands and thousands and thousands of fish in the spring. So anyway, we stopped at, what was it called? Perdido
Key
in Pensacola. This our big beach day. Lasted about 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was raining and windy and cold. But I was in Florida. I was going to the beach.
Yep. She was determined. In Tallahassee, we stopped at Ology. Or Ology. I don't even know how they pronounce it.
I don't know.
But nice brewery. It really was. Beer was superb, I thought. And everybody we encountered was great.
Oh, yeah. The staff was great. And we sat with a local and
Yeah, she was fun.
friendly and nice.
We liked the board. It was arranged by style. So
It was color-coded.
yeah,
by
color
style,
coded.
which I thought was really cool.
Green was IPA, red was sour, yellow was lager, purple was stout, and blue is other. It was interesting. It made it kind of easy to navigate. We like this idea.
Yeah, it was a very thorough, easy to read board.
So on the left we've got Good Idea, which is an alt beer. On the right is probably Amateur Astrologist.
Yep.
We also tried a Decade Daydream hazy, they were all good. But the one in the middle is a blueberry Berliner Weiss called...
Remember, boys, no pie for second place.
Because
It means something to somebody, but
Yeah.
I don't know what it means.
it was blueberry pie inspired. You know what? It was really good. Beth
It was.
Beth
I
blended.
made blueberry syrup this summer and put it in Berliner Weiss.
Ludlam
'cause
Island's
Ludlam had
Berliner,
Berliner
yeah.
Weiss. And we were playing around with Woodruff syrup and blood orange
orange.
syrup. So I made blueberry syrup because, New Jersey, blueberries.
It works.
It was really great. It was
So
really
that
pretty.
was they had obviously they made a Berliner and then blended a bunch for the tasting room. They had two or three on, but the blueberry was the one that we went for for that reason.
Yeah.
Because we had messed around with blueberry earlier on. That's it. That's the Florida report.
All right. We survived Florida.
Beer in the Sunshine State.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers.